Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another episode of Retro Releases. Today's video we are looking at Polly Puddlejumper. Out of all of the race fans that have been released from Cars 1, I think Polly is in the top 3 at the very least, maybe higher than that. She's a small little blue car, a King fan, brilliant color, pretty awesome looking car, and we will get more into that right now. She only shares the model with one other car, and that would be the recently released Bertha Butterswagon. Both of these were planned for the 2010 Final Lap Diecast line, but only Polly made it out. Bertha was canceled and then did not get officially released until 2022. So this is, of course, a Thailand variant, which I did review back in, I believe it was December, if you want to go check that out. There's not too many of these in the movie. I can only think of 2 other cars apart from Bertha and Polly. There's another blue race fan, a darker blue, and there is a reporter that's just a nice looking purple. And I do have names for both those characters, and you'll learn a little bit more about them in an upcoming video. So Polly's been released twice, but she hasn't been released at all since 2013. Of course, as I mentioned, she was released in the Final Lap line as a single. That's not too terribly difficult to find on eBay. I think it's like, I don't remember, it's around $20. So overall, not a terrible price if you wanted to pick one up if you don't have her already. And then in 2013, she was released in, I believe it was a 7-pack that included some other cars like Brush Kerber. That was the first ever release for Kit Revster. Kit Revster was also canceled in 2010, and then she was finally released, or it's a he actually, was released in that 7-pack. And that was a big deal. This is still this is still the car from the 7-pack, the exact version, not like the 2017 re-release. And this is also the Polly from the 7-pack, at least I believe it should be. I can't exactly read those codes, but I don't remember getting the single. So she has a nice expression. She has like the brown eyes, staring straight forward, a little bit of a quirky eye line up there. She has like puffed out cheeks, which is something that's really weird. It looks fine. This is something you don't usually see on cars. Of course, she is a King fan. She has the King flag, that giant, very wide antenna with the King like crown up on top of it. And I've used that to make several edits or diecast edits, because that is pretty much the only time you get to see that flag on a diecast from the side. She looks really good. I like the look of the wheels on them, like a small little car. As I mentioned, I really love the color. It does actually match pretty closely to the King. It's not exact, but it is very close. Polly is a little bit more sparkly. Speaking of sparkly, there was a canceled, I will say, metallic Polly Puddlejumper back in like 2010. There is a prototype scene. I'll put that up on the screen. This image is from Maddie Cars 95, and that's in my opinion one of the coolest looking canceled cars ever. I will say there was no confirmation of it ever being an actual canceled car, that it was never like a car planned for release. The main theory is that it was a prototype of just normal Polly. That's a little bit more boring. I like to think that they did intend to release a metallic version, even if that's not the true at all. That is a prototype. I really want to get one day. I know there is a few out there, but I'm sure they are pretty expensive. On the back, her license plate reads, I believe that's 87R58E. Can't exactly tell where she is from, though. It looks like maybe new something. You can see here kind of like sparkly paint, a little bit better. Now that's pretty much it for Polly Puddlejumper. I mean, you can see that she's a little bit beat up. I have had this for around a decade now, which is pretty crazy. Very great character. Mentioned maybe a top 3 race fan. Got a couple other King fans. If you have Darla Vanderson's, not anywhere near the same color. I guess Matthew Trueblood on the crew, a little bit similar. Same thing with the Super Chase J. Lowly in terms of like the flag. Got a whole bunch of King fans. You have like a bunch of King fans, got a bunch of Rusty's fans. Don't really have fans for everyone else. I mean, you have some Piston Cup fans like, you know, Kit Revster or Brad Windmiler or Marty Breakwurst. or Christina Wilson. You have like no Chick Hicks fans unless you count Brad Windmeyer's green flag as like a Chick Hicks thing. You don't really have fans for anyone else in terms of the Piston Cup. You've got a couple customs of like revolting Antwerp Call fans. Race fans are a pretty interesting world, and Polly is just another part of that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I guess I should note she does appear at the Los Angeles 500. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.